For most people, sports culture is often dominated by more modern games like basketball and football. But that isn't the case for everybody. I'm Jeremy Lindenfeld in Alhambra, California, where athletes are reviving an almost 4,000-year-old Mesoamerican ball game. Next to the basketball courts at Alhambra's Almansor Park, a much older game is being played, the Mesoamerican ball game Ulama, or Ulama for short. After ceremonial dance, Miguel Duran leads some stretches and begins training newcomers on how to play the almost 4,000-year-old game that involves teams hitting a 9-pound rubber ball with their hips.
Hold it there. Okay, everyone slow down. And then the third one is you thrust up with your hip, like that. Today was what we call the Mesoamerican athletic immersion between combat and sport. I was teaching today, coaching the Ulama game, the Ulama, the ball game.
Miguel is the team captain for the USA's national team in the International Mesoamerican Ballgame Association, CA.AJUPEME. But Miguel hasn't been playing Ulama his whole life. In fact, he picked up the sport by accident just a few years ago.
I just went to go film the inauguration, and then I went to go film the very first practice we had, and I was like, hey, can I hit too? I was like, yeah. So I started hitting, and then so I became from filming the game to now playing it and coaching it.
More and more people like Miguel are picking up Ulama thanks to various revival efforts in Central America and the United States. But these come after centuries of repression. According to experts like Cal State LA professor Manuel Aguilar Moreno, Ulama was forbidden by European colonizers who saw the game as a religious threat.
The ball game was not just sport, it was a ritual. That's why the Spanish friars who came to Mexico, they eliminate the game.
According to Manuel, the game was played recreationally, religiously, and even politically, helping resolve territorial disputes between fighting communities. But after it was banned by the Spanish, the game almost went extinct.
The games were played in low profile for many years. The game survived in areas who were distant from the main centers of population.
Today, the sport is no longer relegated to small rural communities, and if athletes like Miguel have their way, Ulama may soon make its way to a larger international stage.
Our goal now is to bring this sport back to its beauty, back to where it belongs, to the masses. And so our goal is to have teams all over the world and eventually have our own World Cup of this sport.
Until then, Miguel plans to keep playing Ulama here in California and teach others about the oldest team sport in the world.